Welcome back to a very brief little update video here on Switched to Linux. I just wanted to get this one out while I was recording a daily walk for this week on the other channel. Mostly I want to do this because I saw an interesting thing in the analytics. Every once in a while something weird happens, and a lot of push has occurred with regards to alternative tech. And I noticed this when my video on leaving Mewi, I don't know, about a year or so ago, like spiked up to the #1 viewed video on my channel. Very interesting. And so I want to talk about Mewi, I want to talk about LBRY and a few other alternative tech sites, because we should be on as many alternative tech sites as we can. Now, my channel is even fairly non-controversial. I mean, I'll dive into some of the political common sense type stuff occasionally, but for the most part, we're just teaching people how to use free and open source software. Nevertheless, my video from earlier this week was sent to the YouTube gulag. Why? I have no earthly idea. It got age restricted. It doesn't even have 1,000 views because of all that. All I'm doing, oh, it's evil, guys. It's evil. I'm just showing you how to install LBRY on a Raspberry Pi. That's right. How to install a media center on a Raspberry Pi so you can hook it up to your TV. Dangerous stuff. I mean, keep your children away from that non-family friendly video, guys. I mean, for sure. This is the type of stuff we're talking about. Any explanation? I don't know. I appealed it. Haven't heard anything yet. I don't know. Maybe in 2 or 3 weeks they might come back down and say, this is an application that encourages piracy. I doubt it. I didn't say anything about piracy. Video. But that's the type of stuff that happens. So let's talk about Mewi real quick, because I realize a lot of people are searching up and finding my channel on Mewi. I left Mewi for a business reason, not because I was mad at them. So what I want to say is, if you're looking for a Facebook alternative, for like a personal Facebook alternative type place, Mewi's a good choice. They have a model that pays for itself by selling premium features. So whether you want to change your themes or you want some of the access to the premium features, that's how they make their money rather than harvesting user data. So why did I create the account I had over there? Well, there's 2 reasons. Number one, I just don't like social media in general. The only thing I'm using the account for is I'm using the account to say, hey, I posted a new video. Because if YouTube sends a video to the gulag, you won't hear about it. But if you follow me on any one of the social media platforms I have, you'll see that I post the video. I really don't interact with social media on the channel on most other times. Occasionally I might throw a funny article up there or something, but for the most part, I pretty much use it as a video repository so that people following the channel will get the notifications they want for in the places that they do. And what happened is Mewi allegedly was putting out the pages section for free, and then as a trial period, and then after a certain period of time they would revert to be a paid page, so paid business page. And I could not find any reference to that. I do not recall seeing any of that, and somehow their code is being blocked on the Wayback Machine. So I went back to look at previous snapshots of the site, and it doesn't work. At least it didn't last time I looked. So I can't confirm that, but that's what people are saying. And there were people saying, oh, you're not willing to pay $2 a month. Well, I am. I actually pay a lot of money for the services on Switched to Linux. I really do. I pay a lot to keep things going. Various servers. I have a Calibora online server. I'm going to be doing some VPN tutorials. You know, I have a search engine that I've been tinkering around with, playing with. We have a Jitsi server. There's a lot of money I put into it. The question is, when you're approaching something, is it worth the cost? Mewi's asking, I don't know, was it $2 a month maybe, or $5 a month maybe, or something for a business page? But the number of users on Mewi was infinitesimally small. It makes no sense to be paying for a page on Mewi when Gab and Minds and Reddit and where else am I at? Mastodon, Twitter, all of these are free and probably more well known. But I don't want to discourage you from using Mewi. It just did not make sense to pay Mewi for a business page that had no followers on it. And that's really why I left. So I'm not saying don't use Mewi. I'm saying Mewi wasn't the right choice as an ROI on my business. If it was free, I'd have kept it, but it wasn't free anymore, and it doesn't have benefits worth paying for that. And people say, well, you could develop a group. Well, yes, I know, but a group and a page are 2 different things. I don't want a group. I don't want another place where I should be watching it and paying attention and moderating it. I don't need that kind of stuff. I have a hard enough time keeping a cord of Discord. So that's the case. LBRY is an interesting one. I was on LBRY for a period of time, and some of the people, I know DT did an excellent video about it and mentioned me leaving LBRY, and a lot of people misunderstood why I left LBRY. Let me be very clear for the people saying, why am I not on LBRY? Okay, first and foremost, if you go back and watch that video, I did not say we left it because there's pornography on the site, okay? I mentioned it in the video, I said we as supporters of the channel on a call, we talked about whether it's worth leaving because there's pornography, and we decided, no, it's not really worth leaving because of that. Why I left is because when you create a LBRY account at that time, I'm not sure if it's the same, at that time they would say, oh, you created an account, we're just going to add your email to our email list, which by the way, you're not allowed to do according to CAN-SPAM laws. Okay. And sure, they had an unsubscribe link in the bottom, but they were sending out emails with very sexually explicit headlines, subject lines, I should say. And so I'm getting, and by the way, it's very easy to spoof an email address, so it could have come from anybody. So here I am, I sign up on LBRY to get my content put over, and I start receiving from LBRY's email address sexually explicit subject lines. The day I received the first one, I sent them an email. I said, hey, I'm not sure this is appropriate. Could you comment, talk to me about what you're doing here and things like this? And I heard crickets. I heard nothing. I think, ranked number 142 or something like that. I was in the top 200, listed top 200 creators on LBRY, and they would not listen to an email. They would not respond. I sent 3 such emails before finally making a very public video and leaving very publicly. And basically, their CEO at the time could not see at all the problem with signing somebody up for an email list without their consent, sending sexually explicit content, and then saying, click the link in the email if you're not interested. So when's the last time you clicked links in unsolicited sexually explicit emails? And to be fair, the emails themselves were not sexually explicit, just the subject lines were, but I was not willing to dig through the email to see if it was sexually explicit. Okay, but that's their solution, and not admitting that this is a bad idea to give somebody an unsolicited email address, email with a sexually explicit news subject line and saying, click the link if you don't want to receive it. I'm sorry, I do not click links in unsolicited emails, and neither should you. Okay, that is so inappropriate for a company to do. That is why I left LBRY. It had nothing to do with the fact that there's pornography on the site. As far as other alt texts, there are other ones I'm looking into. Of course, my videos are cross-posted over to BitChute. They usually don't get put up there for a couple days. They sit on YouTube first a couple days, and then they'll get over there onto BitChute. So there's that. We have a variety of different social medias, and I'm just trying to keep the pages up to date. Of course, I'm not going to update the social media on the current website because we're in the middle of redesigning it. So we're going to keep whatever's there. But anyway, I did want to mention, you do want to keep an eye on the alternative tech. They are getting ready for more purges. We are going to lose more excellent content creators. So BitChute right now seems very viable. That seems like a good source that could survive a while. We'll see what happens. Gab seems to be pretty viable right now. And, these are places, if you want to continue to follow your content creators, these are places you might need to go. So that's where I want to leave it here for today. Like I said, this was just a little brief update, and we'll be back later with more videos as well. So this is an out of schedule video. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.